Just in case. I got you, don't worry.
Oh, that's smart. It's good looking out, Jess. Good looking out for sure.
Yeah. Oh man. Well, happy Friday, ladies. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
I know. I'm looking forward to sleeping this weekend.
Because it is
Friday. She did.
Friday.
Yes. Exactly.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Did we decide stuff before we started?
I'll host it. It's fine.
Okay.
I'm out here screaming Friday. I might as well host the
Friday.
Friday. Hello, everyone. Hello. Welcome to our Friday stream on Twitch here. We are the Arghon team, or at least a part of the Arghon team.
Yeah.
And every Friday, we like to go through and do a weekly roundup where we talk about all the wonderful things that happened this week, shoot the breeze a little bit, and then we talk a bit about what's coming up next week for everyone to look forward to. Yeah, we're getting started. So, ladies, random question of the day: if you had to, if you had to cross the desert, and you had to choose between two methods of transportation, which one would you choose? And they are, okay, crossing the desert. Back of a camel, but you can't have any sunscreen and you don't have a map.
Oh, okay.
An ATV with half a tank of gas, half a tank of gas. A compass, no map, and still you have no sunscreen. Which option would you pick? You have half a tank, so it's not a full tank. You don't know the full range. You don't know how big this desert is. Would you take the camel, no map, no sunscreen, or would you take the ATV?
ATV. I am too pale. I'm too pale. I'm too pale for this though. So if I go out with no sunscreen, I literally will die within like 2 minutes. So I'm gonna take that chance. I'm gonna take it.
You're gonna go with the ATV,
which may fail anyway.
You don't know how big this desert is.
Exactly.
You don't have a map. You have a compass, and that's it.
But at least I could get some sort of shade from being in it.
I would take...
Wait, hold on. I said no sunscreen, but I didn't say that you have, no hat on. Do you know what I mean? So you can have protective clothing. It's just there's no sunscreen. Jess, same answer?
Yeah, I'm sticking.
Okay.
Okay, so with the camel, you said no map, but you didn't say no compass.
Yeah, I didn't say no compass.
Okay, so I'm gonna go with the camel.
Why?
The camel has some reserves in it of water, so if anything, if I brought water, I could just drink the water. But here's the thing, the camel might...
Wait. How would you drink the camel's reserves of water?
No. Like, the camel wouldn't really need water because it has the hump of water. Gotcha. So it's okay for a while. And I don't have to walk the whole way with the camel.
Right.
I'm giving myself a compass, not a map. And I think I would... Don't they say to keep on walking? I don't know. Aren't there survival shows that say, you should always walk true north?
Yeah, but you don't know which way north is unless you have the compass, right? And then
yeah, I have a compass. I've given myself the compass. We don't have a map, but we have a compass. And, if things start getting very, dire out there, the camel could not only be my shade, but the camel could also be my food, just in case things go very left.
I didn't think about it like that. I was thinking...
Dang, she said, I'm going to kill this camel and eat it.
I mean, I don't know
Bear Grylls.
how big the desert is.
I just feel like that camel would not agree to being human food. I'm just letting you know that would be a tough slayage.
But I could potentially run into someone. So then I could be like, hey, take me with you.
But you could also very much not.
I
A big motorized vehicle. I mean, I don't even think you can eat the tires. Like, it's just here.
There could be hidden snacks.
Out here.
There could be hidden snacks. You never know.
But the thing is that with the ATV, you do have the ability to go at a high enough speed.
True.
Right?
But like when you're running out of gas though, if you go fast, like you just run out of gas faster. So you'd probably set yourself at a very slow speed to begin with because you're trying to conserve that fuel to try to get someplace.
Yeah.
Man, desert scenarios stress me out because there are just so many variables that you just don't know. Yeah, probably the camel. Camel. And when, yep.
You're thinking about eating.
Camel and a compass. The two C's. Camel and a compass.
Camel and a compass.
What about you?
You know what I'd do? I would pick the camel. And the reason why I picked the camel is like Paula said, there is no the camel's designed for that environment, so you're less likely to run into like it overheated or it ran out of gas. Also, my thinking is that it's likely if the camel even just starts to wander, it's going to wander either towards a place where there's water, or if it's a camel that usually does trade routes, it will eventually walk us along, a trade route where anybody else.
Someone.
So I'm assuming this camel is like part of a trained group. So I'm hoping that the camel's instincts would help keep us both alive. But I would definitely rest in as much of the camel shade as possible, and I would travel mostly at night, because desert sun is a different thing. I'd rather be forced to stay awake in the cold of the desert night than to try and sleep in the cold and then boil up in the day.
Yeah.
So I think I would do that, and yeah, I would use the compass to go north, more or less, and then and I would just hope that eventually. So I mean, the assumption is both scenarios there can be adequate water, because I didn't mention that if there's no limitation there. So the assumption is you're not going to die of thirst.
Mm-hmm.
But I would use the camel because it's designed for that environment, like evolutionarily speaking. But I feel like the ATV, if the desert's a small desert, or you're in the bottom, like you're in a little corner part, so you go north and it's like let's say it's something that's like this, right? It's this big desert, but you're in just a little part that sticks out. North is a very short distance, so it is entirely possible that you could zoom out of the desert very quickly. But I would definitely be picking the camel because I don't know what scale of desert I'm dealing with, and I feel like a camel's like, yeah, it's still a Tuesday. So, if anything, the camel's gonna know where some water is, and yeah.
I guess it's some company as well, which I didn't think of. You've got your little camel friend.
It's a different kind of
Yeah.
Sure.
Just be
Jess,
singing.
Can you drop a welcome comment?
Yeah, I've done it already. Yeah.
Oh, awesome. Okay. All right. So, thank you, ladies, for that scintillating, would you rather? Because it's always fun to see what we would do. Luckily, we will never, knock on wood, ever be in those kinds of situations. So it's all hypothetical and it's all fun here.
Yeah.
So, as usual, I'm going to actually ask you ladies for a refresher as we go through the week, like what we did. Usually we work backwards. Sometimes we work forwards. It doesn't matter. But we're going to start with yesterday, and then we're going to go to Tuesday and then Monday, just to, make it a real, like, weekly roundup in the most, I don't know, just for fun. Anyway, so yesterday was our Throwback Thursday episode where we talked about, Throwback Thursdays usually involve us kind of taking I'm getting a comment that says the volume is low.
It's all the way up now.
All right. Well, let me see.
I'll project a little bit more. You guys hear me better?
Okay. Well, those are the tests. All right. Well, yeah, we'll just project. We'll just project a little bit more.
Yes,
yeah. All right. So, yeah. So for Thursday's episode, Throwback Thursday, we like to review the way that AI interacts with the processes and technologies that we know of today. And so yesterday's episode was a look at winemaking, the winemaking industry, and just the details of that, how that was, and then how that is. So it was a great episode. Obviously, every episode that's mentioned here, we advise you to go back and actually look at it. We want to spend like no more than 2 minutes per topic, because otherwise then it becomes, you might as well just watch this and you don't get all the juicy details and the pictures and all that stuff going on. So Thursday's episode was about winemaking. And Paula, if you could answer these two questions. So what's the major thing you learned about winemaking, and what's something that makes you excited for the future of winemaking? Without getting into, like, the full span of the history and all that.
Yes. A couple things that I learned about the wine making process and production is now, currently, we have the option to do it in small or big scale. So large scale or small scale, we have the option. We have the luxury in current times to acclimate whether or not we want small batches for specialty production or possibly to make it something a little bit more desirable to the market, or mass production, which wasn't even an option of a long time ago in the wine making world. That's one key thing that stuck with me. That was very interesting. What'd you say?
What's something that excites you about the future of AI with winemaking?
Okay. All right. You didn't want me to answer another one, or never mind. That's fine. I'll do that. I'll just answer your question that you just asked. What makes me really excited about a future with AI and wine production is the fact that everyone is really looking for a customizable experience. And what artificial intelligence can provide in any sector of life is the ability to customize any experience that we currently interact with today. We had a lot of really wonderful examples on the episode yesterday. So for those who are just now tuning in, you can also watch the show of Throwback Thursday, which aired yesterday under the videos portion of the ArghonAI Twitch channel. The customized experience that everyone is looking for. There's just so many more options are opened with artificial intelligence. I don't want to give too much away, but the customized experience.
You can talk about one of the elements you're looking forward to. It's just to not give every single one, because we mentioned a lot.
Yeah. I'm really looking forward to, the sommelier experience, being able to be enjoyed, and maybe it is something for a first time, wine, someone's interaction with wine, being with a sommelier, which is a very, very premium experience. And what is so exciting about artificial intelligence is that all of these premium experiences are being made able to be something that everyone can enjoy. It's not just oh well, I only get my wine here from this sommelier. It's like, no, we can all enjoy the sommelier experience from the comfort of our own home and learn. So you're not only just enjoying wine, but you are learning all of the facets behind the wine process and what you are actually experiencing as you taste the wine on your palate. So yeah, it's also an educational thing as well. People are able to educate themselves in a different part of of life that maybe they didn't know before, or maybe they thought that those experiences were out of their reach. But with AI, artificial intelligence, it is for everyone, which is great.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Jess, what's something that you learned yesterday about how wine is made up until now? And then what's one thing that you learned that you're looking forward to about the future with AI and winemaking?
So again, not to give too much away, but there was like a fun fact that Paula said yesterday that I was like, oh, that's really interesting. So I believe when you were going into ancient Greece, you were talking about the type of grapes they used, and still, I believe you said still to this day that they still use those same grapes, which is just crazy when you think of how long ago that was. That, you know, some things in life you kind of, you know, you grow, expand, but yet kind of there's something about those grapes that still, you know, they're like, we need to use them. They are obviously some good grapes, and I need to try
Must
some
be.
some of that
Oh
wine.
my gosh.
So yeah.
The wine in Greece
So what
a
about
revelation.
what about your so the future
Mhm.
of wine that you're looking forward to with AI winemaking?
Yeah, so it was something to do with teaming up with different industries. So not only sort of in the creative aspects, so sort of being involved in the process of, you know, choosing the grapes that you want to use, and, you know, wine fermentation, all of that kind of stuff. But also then kind of speaking to like the graphic design people designing, you know, the AI sort of helping you design your packaging, recommending the type of bottle it should go in. But also, because I feel like, as you know, the current world we are living in, it's really cool to think about imagining the AI at this at a restaurant teaming up with, you know, like a winemaker, and having that package, so you know you get that food and wine that is best suited, and then it kind of being a social experience where, again, you don't necessarily have to go to the restaurant. It can all be delivered to our houses, and again, we can kind of enjoy that social element together.
Hey.
Yeah,
Agreed. I think you ladies both pick out some really fascinating things, and thanks again to Paula for hosting that episode. A lot of research goes into our Throwback Thursdays, and a lot of work in general just to prepare things and make sure that you all have something entertaining to look at. And we've gotten good feedback on those. So we look forward to bringing you more and bigger and better. So stay tuned for sure. And while you're looking at this channel, while you're staring at these wonderful faces on screen and asking yourself, what is Arghon? What is this Arghon.com at the top of the screen? Let's talk about that a little bit. So Arghon is an artificial intelligence company. We are based in New York, but we actually have offices all over, as you can hear Jess's wonderful accent, to us Americans anyway. She has no accent to herself. So we are an artificial intelligence company, and we created the eponymous AI that's also called Arghon. And we describe Arghon as an artificial intelligence super companion, lifestyle enhancing super companion. And so we encourage everyone who is watching this on Twitch and on YouTube later on to go and visit our website. That's arghon.com to learn more about Arghon. Sign up. It's completely free, and you can begin interacting with your AI. Let it get to know you, and that way it can help you achieve all the wonderful things that you plan for your life, and just get some great information and services as well. So as well, if you are interested in not just seeing the Arghon and interacting with the Arghon using speech as we do now, but you actually want to be a part of building AI. You want to be a part of making this story happen. Go to arghon.com/Vision 2020. That is where our initiative, the Vision 2020 initiative, is fully explained. And this is to teach people how to code. Now, you don't need to have a degree or a high school diploma or some kind of certificate to get started. As we said, it's completely free and it's easy to sign up. So you just go to arghon.com/Vision 2020, and you can learn to code, upgrade your skill sets, And whether you've coded before or you've never coded at all, we have lessons and templates there to guide you through the whole process through to certification. So it's certainly a great way to go about things. And all you need is Wi-Fi and access to some kind of device with a keyboard. So you are set. You can learn in your own time, right as you, whenever you're free and have a moment. And what's great about it is you get practical hands-on experience. So what you code, services you build, things you create for your own personal AI, you can actually test them on Arghon and see Arghon interacting. So the great thing is that we don't just provide you the education, we actually show you and give you the space to enact what you've learned. So it's really a great investment for no money at all. So definitely go over there and check that out. And then if you see on the bottom of our screen, we have social media. So that's Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, at ArghonAI, and we're on Pinterest as well, at ArghonAI. And so go over there, follow us, like us, subscribe, and friend us here on Twitch as well. Follow and friend us. Because you'll get all the updates from us, and you can share with us the things that you find interesting, articles that you see about artificial intelligence. You never know, it might appear on our Tuesday episode of Topic Tuesday. So don't hesitate to reach out to us, follow us. We'd love to hear from you. Send us a direct message if you've got any questions. If you're looking for partnership, again, just reach out to us because we are available for you, and we're really proud of this artificial intelligence that we built. All right, so now that that's said, we're going to get back to our regularly scheduled programming. So we don't usually have an episode on Wednesday, so let's go to Tuesday. This Tuesday is Topic Tuesday, and we had, as usual, we present articles that we find that talk to, reference, are relevant to artificial intelligence. And so I know the first article was, I believe, Paula, right? Can you tell the people what the title of your article was and one sentence about, like, what it got into?
Yes. Okay. The article title was Perfectly Imperfect. Yes. I don't have the article pulled up right now.
That's okay. This is a Friday, so we don't have to be perfect.
Yes. But basically, really, really quick, just one facet to a very fascinating article is that artificial intelligence, no matter the flaws in AI, will still perform at a more consistent rate than even humans. So the human aspect of fail rates and everything like that is fairly a big number. When speaking
about 20%, I think the articles mentioned, like when it comes to being used in the medical space for medical diagnosis, the average doctor has about a 20% likelihood of misdiagnosis, and for the AI, the number is actually smaller. But because people are inclined to say have higher expectations of AI, even that 20%, which is the truth, is that the AI has a less likelihood than the human doctor of misdiagnosing. But because it isn't the perfect absolute zero likelihood, people still go to the doctor, which is actually, again, more likely to misdiagnose than the AI.
Yes. Those numbers, I think it was like 1 in 5 doctors.
Right. 20% there. Yeah.
Misdiagnose. And then for a computer kind of misfire, it's 1 in 100,000. So I mean, there's a big number disparity in speaking in terms of misfire and misdiagnosis, things of that.
The AI proves to be more reliable in its results. Yeah,
absolutely. There is no perfect thing out there, but artificial intelligence really is something that can lessen that gap of fail rates.
Jess, what's something that you heard in the article for? Sorry, I think.
It's that feeling. It almost hurts more. It hurts more than actually sneezing.
Just getting rid of it, yeah.
I don't like that. Yeah.
All right, so now that the suspense is over with, Jess, tell us something about Paula's article that maybe stood out to you
Hmm.
in the reading and discussion.
Yeah, I think again it just kind of highlighted the sort of perception people have about artificial intelligence and what the media and sort of, news outlets kind of they help with that perception basically. So it's kind of interesting that, as you ladies were saying, the sort of fail rate actually was kind of less. That people still just aren't. They just don't want to really trust it. But it gives me hope for us ladies being on here because, as we always say, that's what we're here to do, is sort of educate people and get that conversation going. So I think it really highlights about educating yourselves and sort of getting used to being in the AI space. And that's sort of why, again, we've got the Vision 2020 initiative because, you don't have to have a college degree, you don't have to have money. It's free. You can be from anywhere in the world and you can learn to code, you can upskill yourself. So reading stuff like that, it's refreshing in a way, but obviously annoying that still people don't quite trust AI, but we will get there. We will get there.
We will get there.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I think when I think of that article that Paula raised, what definitely stood out to me was, yeah, just this idea of the perfection that is expected.
Yeah.
There is this idea that a machine cannot get if it gets it at all wrong, it's too wrong. And one of the things I think that, again, it's we interact with things like calculators, right? And a calculator, 1 plus 1, it's going to tell you 2. It doesn't take any time. It's pretty quick. And I think we still there's still a misunderstanding in society of what artificial intelligence truly is.
Yeah.
It is mimicking, when it's done in the manner that our company is familiar with. It is mimicking the way that a human can learn, understand, and take in information. The only difference is that at a certain point, it can process way more data, big data, than the average human. But there is still that process of building from a crawl to a sprint.
Yeah.
And I think the big way that we overcome that hurdle, or that the public overcomes that hurdle, is simply by interacting with artificial intelligence. I think right now it's still highly what's the word,
Mysticized.
Cerebral. It's theoretical. That's the word I wanted to say.
Yeah.
It's still theoretical for a lot of people, and so there isn't really an understanding of, okay, well, even though that's not quite perfect, again, we will be building towards perfect. Similar to how, when you first get on a bike, you're gonna fall over. You need the training wheels, but after a while, you can be doing the Tour de France. If that's your passion.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously the article dealt with things like, you've got implicit data, implicit bias, as well as, the data and things like that. So I thought that was really interesting, that it kind of reviewed, and I think it set really good expectations, sorry about the buses in the background, but it set really great expectation, or should I say it kind of helped to give perspective. So I really like that article. It was well done.
Mm-hmm.
Well done. Yeah, you're welcome. For the second article that we did on Topic Tuesday was, I believe it was my article, and it was, what was it? Strategy something something. Here we go.
Democratizing something.
Okay, is that it? Strategybusiness.com. It was by Anand Rao, and it was, hold on, not that one. No, hold on, y'all.
Democratizing artificial intelligence.
Yes, thank you. So it was about democratizing artificial intelligence, and it was by Anand Rao. And this article was really just talking about what are the things that need to be, what parameters and what bits of caution need to be taken, as we are going to open up AIs to the community, the larger community, the larger tech and coding community, to create services, build features, etc. And so it delved into the various considerations. There are about 5 of them, and again, it was really about making sure that we didn't have certain biases, making sure there was training, right? Adequate training, um, as well as kind of governing data that goes into the services, making sure the models that are built are explainable, replicable, and just generally creating a structure and a standard. And what's really cool about that, actually, that I didn't note on the day, but I'm going to bring it up now, because we can. This is a more loose format.
Mm-hmm.
But in around, I want to say it was sometime, maybe after 2015, it might have been 2016. You know, the integrity of data, which was one of the points that was brought up. Kali, our founder, Arghon's founder, was actually giving speeches. Gave a speech at a rework conference in San Francisco, just talking about how important it is to manage data, right? Talking about big data and how it's a lot for people to manage, and it's really important that it be done and done accurately and precisely. And an AI could actually help with this process. So I think it's really interesting because what keeps popping up um, in all of these discussions about the future and AI is that how you handle your data, who collects it, what biases are involved in the collection, and then where is it being used, and how is it representative enough? All these different details. You really see how much data is important to the future of technology in general, and specifically AI, and that both AI is the tool to help ensure that it's managed properly, but as well, we find that it's important that the data that goes into AI also be managed properly. So you kind of look at it both ways as being something that requires a lot of our attention. So I just think it's really cool because, again, this is the kind of thing that we really do care about. We care about how data is managed, who's managing it, and it's absolutely integral. So I'm going to ask you, ladies, what was something that you heard about it, and something you learned about that article? And the article is called, by the way, "Democratizing Artificial Intelligence is a Double-Edged Sword."
That's what it was. That's what it was. Just realizing that in terms of future AIs that will be built, it's not a one size fit all kind of thing. Everything that goes into the preparation and planning of an artificial intelligence brain and what that looks like for the user, as well as the company behind the scenes. There have to be different processes given to specific people. In setting codes of programming the artificial intelligence brain. It is not a copy and paste situation. I do believe in the article, they were saying they were just like punching out all these copy and pastes, and they ran into a lot of problems in the future. There's going to be a lot of problems if it is under the assumption of, well, this is how it works for X, Y, and Z, and this is what we did with the last AI model we were trying to do. So let's just keep on muscling them out. This is not that kind of thing where you can just muscle out something and the end product is something that is able to easily be used by the consumers. There have to be checks and balances along every step of the way. And I do understand the excitement around artificial intelligence, but that does not mean that the processes that go into building the AI brain need to be, thrown to the wayside. Like it has to be given the checks and balances. It has to be, certain permissions or maybe very important information is there are different levels to everything, and that also
there's levels to this. Sorry,
there are levels to it. Yes, absolutely. I'm not going to go into it too much further, but that was something I found incredible in the article. How they were saying they're basically just using these codes and just like applying it to like mass things. I was like, oh, I don't know. Interesting.
Yeah.
It just seemed like there wasn't a lot of, structure in something that is going to be presented to like possibly millions of people,
Right.
So
Right.
yeah, there has to be that care and consideration given. So those are my final words on that article.
Before you give your input, I just want to clarify. So the main areas that it was talking about were training and governance. So training, data governance, model governance, IP rights, and open sourcing. Just generally the whole space. Just for clarity for everyone. All right. So Jess, tell us
Well,
what your
what was interesting is sort of reading, because it was a very like technical article. It was very interesting, so we do recommend go reading it for yourself. But it was just how the kind of points that it was mapping out. It was kind of like Arghon kind of already takes that into consideration. So it is really interesting that people are sort of like, this is what you need to do, and it's sort of it's fun already being in a company where that has already been taken into consideration. So it's really refreshing and just rewarding to know that we're already kind of a step ahead. But also what I think is really interesting in terms of training, so not only like training in the sense of AI, so if you don't give a AI the correct data, or you have those biases, that it's not going to perform the best that it can. But that kind of relates to humans, because I think a lot of people are really afraid that AI is going to take over the world. It's going to come into the workplace, take your jobs, when actually it's going to create so many jobs as well. But also companies, businesses aren't going to integrate AI and just be like, right, that's it, you need to fend for yourselves, figure it out. There is going to be that transitional period. There is going to be training to make that leap less daunting and less scary. So I think it's really nice kind of reading that technical kind of article, but also knowing that actually all these steps are falling into place, and tech companies are realizing, right, we need to ensure these procedures are being followed, correct training is going to be given. Again, it's really refreshing. And it taught me quite a lot, this article. There was a few things that I was like, oh, okay, I need to look into that. But that's always good. Yeah, it's always good, I find. Yeah.
Nicely said, ladies. And so, not to say it's the last one and the least one, it's actually the fun one. The final article that we had for Tuesday was, are you hearing my chair squeak?
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
That's all right.
It's a noisy thing. It needs some WD-40. But anyway, so Jess, can you tell us a bit about your article? And
so my one was from Business Times, and it was by Ariane G, and it was scientists develop AI system to detect wildfire prone regions. So as it says in the title, so scientists have basically found a way to use AI to map out regions where wildfires are most likely to hit, which is amazing. So basically, a team of experts have sort of worked together to develop a deep learning model that is able to map levels of sort of fuel moisture in fine detail across western states of the US.
I can't hear anything Jess is saying.
Oh, can you guys not hear me?
You can't hear? Can you hear what I'm saying?
My connection.
It's definitely
hear anything you're saying either.
Oh my god!
Sorry, hear anything?
That Florida Wi-Fi.
I'm just gonna sit and smile.
Oh, you poor thing.
She's gone proper robot.
All right, Jess.
I'm gonna go out, and then I'm gonna come back in.
Sign off and sign back on.
We'll have to invite her back on.
Okay. All
right,
Jess.
I'll carry on. Carry on. Basically they've developed a deep learning model that is able to map levels of fuel moisture in fine detail across western states of the US, and they do it using orbital imagery. Again, I don't want to go into too much detail because it was really interesting talking about on Tuesday, so definitely go to the videos tab and watch the whole episode for yourselves. But Yeah, it just kind of, what I found interesting was it kind of explains the method how they do it now, compared to, you know, using that orbital imagery and AI, how much that kind of improves it, and also sort of lessens the human need in the sense of doing the nitty gritty stuff, and kind of you having to physically go out there and do it. It just makes life so much easier. Yeah, again, I don't want to give away too much because it's a really cool article and it's really uplifting, I think, especially in the AI space.
Sure.
Yeah,
So I think what we can do is just react. We can
yeah,
react to it without talking about an element that made us feel blah.
yeah,
Just say what our reactions were. And I'll go first. My reaction to it was like similar to what you said. It was hopeful.
yeah,
It's this kind of stuff is what you want to see and hear about. This is the promise of AI. You know, it's obviously it's one portion. What they talk about is one portion of AI is a much larger umbrella that encompasses many
yeah,
technologies that are designed to give human-like intelligence and agency to computers. Um, you know, but I really, yeah, it was an uplifting piece. I was really happy to that we were able to kind of round out that episode
with
with
that.
it. So I definitely encourage everyone to go and check out Tuesday's episode. It's under the videos tab here on Twitch. And just watch that one. And also, if for later on when when this is on the YouTube platform, definitely go back and find it wherever it is on our channel. But
Yeah.
it was great. This is some cool stuff.
Hmm.
Paula,
Yeah.
what was your reaction to it without talking about necessarily the details, so that
Yeah.
there's still something for people to watch?
Right. My reaction to it, I love a feel good article on Topic Tuesday. Um, this was that.
Mm-hmm.
This was that article. At the end of the day, what artificial intelligence looks to do is help. Is help in any capacity in which it is being utilized. That is the core. Um, hopefully that is the core foundation in which it is being used. I can only speak for a company like Arghon. That is what the core of Arghon looks to do in the services that we provide. So to see another service being used to help people in a way that, I mean, it really is protecting people's lives, their livelihood, the animals. I mean, it was something that I was really encouraged by, to see that other people have caught on to the good uses of artificial intelligence,
Hmm.
in conjunction with what they're already doing. That's the best part about this, is that people will have the ideas to fuel the AI brain. So they have the ideas, and they partner with an artificial intelligence, and it's like that helping power
Magnified.
is multiplied.
Yeah.
Yes, it is magnified, and it is something that, whereas the company on their own maybe could have helped, their local places. Now it's spanning, many different places. So yeah, it's encouraging. It's encouraging to see that partnership with artificial intelligence in the firefighting world,
Hey,
And
there we
being
in
go.
the
seen as the,
fire prevention world.
yeah, and being seen as the, I was going to say good guy, but this is 2020, so good person, good
Hey.
aid. Yeah.
For every gender, every individual.
Hmm.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
There we go. And for people who are watching in our comments, be sure to comment, let us know what your thoughts were. What was the highlight of the week for you?
Hmm.
What episode did you enjoy the most? And what are you looking forward to the most in what we have coming up? All right. So, and also be sure to comment here and send us, tweet us, comment, message us, share, DM on all of our social media. As you can see, they're down in the lower left corner of the screen. Left or right? Yeah,
Left. Yeah.
left. All right. So, um, for Monday's episode, Monday is our flags and polls, and that's when we present, scenarios, dilemmas, would you rather's. There's no right or wrong answer, but they're a fun way to start the week. Getting your brain thinking about artificial intelligence, the various kinds of things that could happen, and how would you react in that circumstance. We like to paint the picture for people of themselves actually being with it. But beyond that, if you it's not, don't just wait for our Monday flags and polls to kind of get into the experience of artificial intelligence. Don't just take our word for it. Go to arghon.com. That's arghon.com, and start using your own personal artificial intelligence. Sign up for Arghon. It's completely free, and yeah, so start interacting back and forth. It'll make these flags and polls even more fun because you can start imagining what would I do if I were talking to Arghon about it and whatnot. So it's really, really great. But yeah, so for today, for Monday's flags and polls, we had two scenarios. Ladies, we had the first one was, who is the more difficult competitor? The AI that has been studying your winning moves. This was dealing with gaming. Your winning moves since you started playing the game and wants to challenge you, or a human who has played the game for an average of 7 hours a day for 3 months. And then the second scenario was, a taxi company based in LA is wanting to rebrand to become the company with the fastest routes, making it the cheapest choice for customers. Before they can rebrand, they need to perform trials to see if this is actually doable. So they have two different methods they're trying out. The first is 50 of their employed taxi drivers with 5 years of experience in LA who are only driving a route once, versus the second option, which is an AI that's been trained in route efficiency by 20 taxi drivers with 5 or more years of experience, but they've all traveled in various cities, not including the city where the company is located. And so, in both of these scenarios, we had some really good back and forth. Um, and I'm just going to ask you, ladies, was there anything in all of this that stood out to you, or any gripes and grudges you had about that you want to clarify from Monday's episode?
I'm trying to think if there was
First one was
anything.
gaming, and then the second one was the taxis.
I'm trying to think if there. I think we all sort of like agreed, didn't we, this Monday? I'm saying that as if we argue. We don't. We don't.
We really don't. I say it humorously, obviously.
Yeah. I'm trying to think if there was any. I think we had one comment about the taxis, didn't we? I think we were all sort of on the AI side. I believe it was someone tuning in. They were like, no, it's the human, because the AI, those
Right.
people weren't. They don't know LA traffic. So New
Right.
York is
There
different to
are
LA. Yeah.
in those little hidden backways that wouldn't necessarily be mapped for an AI to know,
Mhm.
that a human would know about for sure. That was um, one of
Mhm.
the really great points, and that's why we like, again, when we have audience participation, viewers, you matter, your words matter, and they just add to the fun of the conversation.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
Yeah, because
it
I
wasn't.
think also that commenter, I think they made a point as well, because it doesn't actually specify on the second trial how many times the AI did it. So
Right.
how they interpreted it was like, well, if the AI is only doing it once, it would need more trials. The AI wouldn't be able to sort of beat the
Sample
human.
size.
Yeah, so that
Data
was
sample.
really, really interesting, sort of having, again, everyone tuning in, sort of having, different perceptions and how you kind of hear it and what your opinions are. So I think that was really fun this Monday.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Paula?
Yeah, I found it really interesting. AI swept the board on Monday, and that's not always the case, which is what makes Mondays so much fun. Our flags and polls episode, we give like a scenario, and sometimes it's an open-ended discussion, like these questions, or we have an A or a B option, and the AI will drive the answer. Um, but it was funny that AI really did sweep the board on Monday. It's not always the case, but
It was
yeah,
AI's day that day.
it was AI's day on Monday. It just given all of the circumstances, the scenarios we had on Monday, artificial intelligence really it was the thing that gave that um, advantage, whether it be in the gaming world or in the transportation industry. Um, it's that little that cut above the rest.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just a Yeah, just a little bit of an advantage. And you could see the advantage that AI offered in both scenarios, both completely different, but utilizing artificial intelligence
Hmm.
nonetheless.
Yeah. So I'm going to actually ask you, ladies, something. The audience might not be too familiar with this, what I'm about to say, just because we haven't made them necessarily privy to it yet. But given what you've seen about Argon transport,
Hmm.
right? How how do you feel about that second scenario now?
I think it's just the fact that we chose AI already. Yeah, it's so exciting. Kind of knowing what Argon can do because yeah, we always say like there are so many capabilities within Argon that are ready to go. So we're just sort of waiting for the right person to come along. But yeah, I think Argon transport is something really exciting, and there's other stuff that we can't really go into right now, but it's good to also give everyone tuning in like a little taste, yeah,
Yeah.
a little peek of what
Yeah.
again Argon can do. So yeah, it's exciting. I
To
just
find
don't want to
out
say
a
too
little bit
much.
about what we're talking about for it to make sense. We're not going to explain it here, but for curious minds who want to know, visit argontransport.com. That's ArghonTransport.com. And you can kind of see a little smidgen of the wonderful um, thing that we're talking about. Again, Argon is a many splendid AI. There are so many services and things that are involved. And I'm going to wrap up the week review with that, and just kind of, you hear
Fast and
that? You hear the
Furious.
vehicle?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, Fast and Furious in the background there, but yeah. So that's gonna I'm gonna wrap up the week review with that, and let's just talk about next week and some of the changes that are gonna be coming to the channel. So what we can say for sure for next week, we're gonna have obviously Monday we're gonna have our flags and polls once again. Tuesday is Topic Tuesday. Thursday is Throwback Thursday, and we have of course the Friday weekly roundup, weekly AI roundup. Given that we're going to be making some slight changes to the channel. So what we're going to see is that our Friday roundup, so next Friday, a week from today, this episode is actually going to be starting later. And so that's going to be currently it's 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and that's shifting now to 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is what time in the UK, Jess?
It is midnight.
Midnight. Midnight. So Jess won't be on all of them, but I'm sure we'll drag
I'll
her to as many
try.
of them as we can. And she'll drag us, frankly. She'll force us because we know she loves to be on this channel, and we love that she's in it.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah. So next week, our weekly roundup is going to be at 7 p.m. And as well, you'll see that our Tuesday episodes will be shifting time. But for now, we're just going to leave it at the Friday as we have some more stuff to work out on that.
We do.
But look forward to for those of you who are like, listen, I've got work,
Yeah.
all day. I always check I'm always late when I come to the channel, and the live has ended. Well, Fridays are your chance to get in on it live and see what we're talking about, see the magic in person, and participate in the conversation. So we're really excited. Again, at 7 p.m. Eastern for the AI roundup. So Friday at 7 p.m. And yeah, we've got a lot more things for you to look forward to, as well as a new episode coming, a new show coming, which again, more details will be released on that. But you can look forward to it. Because again, we like to make this channel as dynamic as possible. We thank everyone for their feedback who have been supporting and watching these shows. Your feedback, your support, your liking means a lot to us. Please, of course, do share these Twitch videos on your other social media. Share it with your Facebook friends, your Instagram friends, your Twitter friends, and beyond. Because every share is supporting this business, supporting a business that is diverse and is forward thinking. So it's a really great way to be a part of a really modern future and a positive future for people around the world. So thank you for your support. And again, if you want to get more details, and you should want to go and get more details. Visit us at www.arghon.com. So that's arghon.com to sign up for Arghon. Get your Arghon today. As well, we have the Vision 2020 initiative. That's for everyone in the world to learn how to code. You don't have to have a degree or diploma. You can sign up. It's completely free, and we take you from soup to nuts. So the beginning, never coded before, or you're an extreme and experienced coder. You can go right into that, and bring yourself up to that AI coding level. So that next level, that elite level of computer programming, where your services will be in demand with this future that we're talking about in AI. So go to arghon.com/Vision 2020 to sign up for free. Again, share Vision 2020 with your friends, with your schools, with your network, and perhaps where you work has a philanthropic arm, and they'd be looking for or willing to partner with us. We are very much looking for partners, because again, the more we bring coding understanding and expertise to the public, the better off everyone is, and the more prepared we will all be for this next phase of the economy. You can code from anywhere in the world as long as you have a Wi-Fi connection. So this is a really great opportunity, and it's much more inclusive than we've ever seen this space before. So
Right,
that's
right.
and thank you, ladies, for being on the call. Don't forget to follow us here on Twitch, friend us, as well as follow us, subscribe, and friend us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter at ArghonAI, and youtube.com/Arghon. All right, this is the Arghon team, and we're saying peace out.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Thanks again.